Sorry, friends. Come eating grapes. Nature's candy. So today we're having venison steaks for supper. So if you don't have venison or you don't eat venison, that's fine. You can do the same marinade on a cheaper cut of beef or even pork. So what I've done, about 7:30 this morning, I took my thawed venison steaks, put them in the fridge in a bowl covered with milk. So you can see there, kind of looks like strawberry milk. So what the milk does is it breaks it down, kind of pulls out that wild taste from game. So I'm just going to drain that milk off in the sink really quickly. Okay. Now, I'm going to hit my sink with a little bit of Dawn Power Wash there, so I can scrub it up in a minute. No need to change bowls. This bowl's already dirty, so we're just going to put the marinade right in here with the meat. So what I have some soy sauce. Sorry, I don't usually measure, but I'm going to measure here for you guys so we can see here. So I've got about 6 venison steaks. So I've got about 1/8 of a cup of soy sauce. Got 1/8 of a cup of Worcestershire. Kind of give that a mix. Here comes the dogs. They're very interested in what I'm doing. Okay, then we're going to add some onion powder. Hear my beagle snorting. Got some Aleppo pepper. Here they all come. I smell the venison. We've got some SPG. Go on, y'all. Get SPG. And then we're going to add some steak seasoning. This is Mason's favorite marinade. And I also add about a teaspoon of brown sugar, which I forgot to get. So add a teaspoon of brown sugar, and I will add that off of the camera. And this is your marinade. We're just going to stir it all up. And then I'm going to put this back into the refrigerator until we cook supper. So it's about 3 o'clock. I'm not sure when we'll eat. So a couple hours, even if you can just marinate it for a half hour. That will be great. That's it for the marinade, and I'll be back for the cooking process. So I'm back with this marinated venison. I've got my skillet back up to temp. I've not cleaned it. I'm going to cook the venison in the same skillet where I sauteed the mushrooms and did those onions and peppers, and all that great flavor is in the bottom hanging out of my skillet. So we're just going to add the venison steaks right in. The thing you need to know about venison is it's a very lean meat. Doesn't take long to cook. And you're better off to cook it at medium and let it rest. You don't want to cook it well done. I mean, you could, but I really don't want you to. Just gonna leave those in. Set this marinade to the side. We're gonna let these sear on one side. Thing is, don't touch them. Just let them go. Let them hang out. Let them get a nice sear on them. Just gonna leave them go. I did put a little oil in the pan before I started. We're just gonna let them hang out and get crunchy. We're getting close. So I've let these go about 3 minutes on this side. I'm getting ready to flip them. I want you to see the color we're looking for here. Go. Smells so good between the mushrooms and the onions and the peppers and the venison. Smelling really good. This boy here in the middle is a little thicker, so I'm going to put him up here where the there's more heat. So I'm going to tilt this up so you can see the collar. There we go. Now, normally I prefer to do this on the grill, but my grill is dead and it's 25 degrees outside. So we're going to do it in the skillet. You can definitely pop it in the oven. This recipe would also be great with a cheaper cut of beef or even some pork. We're going to let this go another 3 minutes on this side to get a good sear. Okay, friends, we're back. Probably 6-7 minutes on this venison steak. Now, the cuts are different sizes. I like mine a little rarer than Brock does, so I try to find a happy medium. So one another important thing about venison steak is letting them rest for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take them out of the pan. So they can rest a little bit. Oh my goodness. They smell so wonderful. Go. They've got a nice color caramelization from that marinade and from those juices from the other things I fixed in this skillet. Here we go. Look at that. Now, I really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to because it's just so good. And I'm not going to do too much. I'm just going to take a little bit of unsalted butter and I'm just going to curl it up a little bit. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the top of that steak. Way. Go. Just a little now. Just a little, just a little, just a little. Make a little curl. Not too much. Just a little. Just I'm going to hit it. There we go. One for you. Everybody gets a dab of butter. Okay. And I always like to come in with any meat after I grill it, cook it, and hit it with a little bit of coarse sea salt. Because y'all know I like some salt. I know I need to let it rest, but y'all know I gotta try it. I want you to see how tender this venison is. Go. See it that. We got a little pink. Brown. So amazing, so tender, so delicious with that marinade. Compared to any beef steak that you've ever had, in my opinion. Of course, I've grown up on venison. It's something we eat a lot here in my area. Mason, Carl, I wish you were home. I know this is your favorite. I'll fix you some when you come home, bub. All right, guys. I'm going to come back and I'll show you what we had with this venison and going to have dinner. Thanks, friends. So we're back. I want to show you, I'm going to plate up my supper and let you see what I'm having with the venison steaks. So I've had these venison steaks. They're resting. I made a spinach casserole that I will post that video later. Here we go. Made some fantastic sauteed mushrooms. I will also post the video later for these. And I'm gonna put this over here by my friend, my steak. And then I also just sauteed some peppers and onions. One of my favorite combinations. I fixed Brock a baked potato. And there you go. There's supper at our house tonight. Thanks, friends, for coming in and hanging out with me today in my kitchen. I hope you've had as much fun as I've had. Bye, friends.